I was wondering about the going into this tournament. Everybody talked about Tiger and the terrain there at Augusta. You know, those kind of majors are draining anyway, as you know. But
Yeah.
how much do you think it was the stress of trying to compete in the Masters as opposed to the physical part of trying to compete in the Masters?
No, I think it was the physical. Yeah, it was. That's what I was talking about. Obviously, he lives in Florida, plays in Florida. He played the father and son when came on and off his cart, which I thought was impressive because he was spending a long time. Wasn't like he was disappearing. He would stay on the range to watch his son hit balls. So I thought that was a good sign. But then he talked about getting the flexion of the foot. I mean, that was, and obviously Augusta is the toughest walk, especially the downhill. I mean, if you're fit and healthy, you'll get shin splints that week. You really will. And so anyway, bottom line, I would have gone there for like maybe 36 holes and done a real route march and boot camp and see if I can survive it. But I think he was secretly. So I spoke to him at Champions Dinner, and he was said he'd been working on the beach, which on the soft sand, which makes sense because your foot really has to move back. You'll really get up some stress factor or you're stressed. You're tested your motion as well as stamina. That's a real important thing. But I think considering, I was so impressed with it. I mean, again, I spoke to him and said, "So what's your pain level on 1 to 10?" And he went way higher. I went, "Wow, really?" He said, "I said more than 08?" He said, "Oh, playing on a broken leg was nothing." So compared to this. He's in 24/7 pain. So you can imagine sleep and everything and that sort of thing. So I thought to do that would give him huge hope that, wow, I can basically walk any golf course now. And he played all right. It's interesting. I was just reading his own quotes about the putting on day 3, day 4. I think he was in pain addressing the putt. So I guess he was moving around trying to get rid of that. And that affected the stroke and everything. And that's why he missed a lot of putts. So if he can, and I've just heard he's committed to St Andrews right now. So that's. I mean, it's bottom line. That's all fantastic, isn't it? I mean, and I'm sure it's given him huge hope to think, And the other thing again, in your mid-40s, whether you've been injured or not, just sustaining your mobility through the day. As we get older, once your hips get tight and your shoulders get tight, the swing doesn't. And he was able to keep that fluidity through the swing throughout the day. So he wanted a better result, but the physical test, I think he did brilliantly.
And St. Andrews is perfect for him because that's flat.
Well, yeah, compared to Augusta, yeah. I mean, obviously you get a lot of twisting and this sort of thing.
Yeah.
But you don't get the long climbs up. My goodness, there's a half a dozen holes which are heart attack hills out there as you wouldn't get a bit older.
Well, I pointed out that 8 is straight up the hill.
Yeah.
I mean, 9 is straight down, 10 straight down, then you go back up. I mean, it's
absolutely. No, you're absolutely right. You climb up and with the leg walking down 6. I mean, 6 is like this off the tee. All the way. It's so, and obviously up the last few as well, up 17 and 18. So I think that, as I said, the physical, it can do it. He must feel really good that he knows how to look after it, and then he knows how to prepare.